Here are the major dates to watch for in 2026 so you know how the world is going to crumble. January 2026, we have Neptune. It is going to move into Aries. This last happened where we got a brief visual last year, March 30th into October the 22nd. What we saw was that we saw the masculine was wounded, and now they're finally starting to get out of this healing period. So this is breaking away from all of the illusions and delusions that were once keeping hold of your mind. This is a strong awakening point, and it's going to piss people off. But what comes next in February is going to be even bigger, because February 13th, we have Saturn. It is going to be with Neptune entering into Aries. So both of the signs are going to be entering into Aries, very fiery. We saw a brief preview of this May 25th into September the 1st. This is where you saw restrictions with the government. You see that they are not abiding by the same law that you are abiding by. And that is going to be unveiled. But that's not all, because we have a major conjunction with Saturn and Neptune with Aries in 0 degrees. This is really fiery energy, and that's all happening on February the 20th. So we are going to see the dissolving of the United States government. You think that you are going to be rescued? No, you are not going to be rescued. You are going to be left behind, and it's time for the people to notice that these people are going to leave you behind. So a big pivot point, February 20th. Following, we are going to have an eclipse on February the 17th. This is going to be in Aquarius, which is the collective sign. This is going to shift our mindset because February 20th is going to mark a pivot point. Following that hot mess on March the 3rd, we are also going to have another eclipse, but it's going to be in Virgo in 12 degrees. This is a healer energy. Allow that healing to begin, but it's only going to be for a brief amount of time because April 25th is when we have Uranus. It is going to be going into Gemini. Last time this happened, it was between July the 7th into November the 7th, and this is a Uranus return. So this is all about revolution, okay? This is about the design, and also has to do with AI as well, because you're not going to be able to tell what is actually true and what is not, and they're doing that on purpose. There will be another brief pause, which makes me question if the solar weather around that time is going to be a lot more heightened. Usually when we have drops between planetary alignments, sometimes we have really strong geomagnetic storms. Sometimes they correlate with planetary alignments, sometimes they are on their own for you to integrate. Nevertheless, the next date is going to be June the 27th. This is going to be when Chiron is meeting up with Taurus. Chiron is the wounded healer energy. This is about healing your materialism. I think that people are going to redirect where their finances and their security and their possessions actually go. Are they meaningful for you? Because you can't take them into the afterlife. So I feel like people are going to bring up those wounds, and then hopefully they're able to change their mindset. But I see that moment of time being centered around finances. Take that however you will. Let me know in the comments what you think of that. Following that, we have Jupiter is going to be entering into Leo. Jupiter is the planet of luck and abundance and expansion. Here's the fun part, because all of the outer planets, this would be Neptune, Uranus, and Pluto, are going to meet up with Jupiter in 4 degrees exactly. All of them. That's pretty hard to do. This only happens every 1,000 years. This is a 1,000-year cycle. What this means is that this is going to change everything in the whole entire world. So this means everything in the world is going to change around June 30th. Directly after that, on the 4th of July, we have Mars and Uranus. They are going to be conjunct. This is going to bring about a lot of anger and violence and rage. Definitely a revolution energy around the whole entire world. July 26th, we're going to have the node switch. So Leo is going to move into Aquarius. July 26th, there's going to be a major recalibration with how the collective is going to see everything, view everything, and then take action. So we have our north node and our south node, and they're switching. We are having our north node go into Aquarius, the south node is going to be in Leo, and then Jupiter is also in Leo at the same exact time. The collective revolution is going to begin. This is the exact time that the collective is going to choose a new timeline. They want to choose to shine. There will be a release of all of the negative patterns that we do not want to be a part of. The collective is choosing to move into a new timeline. timeline. Mark that date in your calendar. July 26th is going to be the biggest day out of 2026. Following that, we go into eclipse season in August. This is unstable energy. Moving into August, we have unstable energy. We have all of our solar eclipses again. So our solar eclipse is going to begin August the 12th. This is going to be in Leo in 20 degrees. This is going to launch us into a whole new energy and a whole new timeline. But the lunar eclipse is going to seal if you made the gate or not on August the 28th. This is when we're going to have our lunar eclipse in Pisces in 4 degrees. We'll have a small resting period in September, but September really holds a lot of energy, specifically around debating the education system. Let's talk about what happens next, because October 3rd into November the 14th, we are going to have Venus go retrograde. Sometimes that's a little bit harsher than Mercury going retrograde, but this one is in Scorpio, so Venus will be in Scorpio. This means anything that has to do with relationships, friendships, your loved ones, your family, your business, the government, your relationships, okay? You're going to be digging deep. The collective is going to be digging deep. They're going to take out all of the dirt on the government specifically and all of the hidden truths that have been there. What a fun time, because the collective finally gets to view what their own values really are. Halloween, we are going to be shedding all of our old belief systems, our old identity, and we're going to reconfigure ourselves for 2027, because if we don't make the markers in 2027 to 2030, we're not on a good timeline. We're going to be seeing a shedding of old identity, what we no longer have our values in, and what we want to see coming in 2027. So we're going to see people switch their reality, switch their mindsets, because we really need them locked in between 2027 and 2030 to meet that higher timeline. But I'm not worried about that, because we are headed into the golden age right now. This is collective freedom, and we're seeing it, viewing it, and taking action now. Disclosure is going to be at a drip drop pace, so take your time reconstructing yourself. Do your shadow work in the meantime. It will immensely help you on your next levels. Also, have patience with the step process of disclosure. It's not going to all happen at once. I understand we're really excited. It's like Christmas Eve, but we have to be patient, and we also have to use our discernment. AI is going to try to switch us in so many ways possible. The headlines are going to be switching really, really quickly. Make sure that your head is not on a swivel. I'm Sarah Starr here with your major energy dates for 2026. Make sure that you are following. And if you want to know how any of this hits you and in your actual personalized chart, I do natal chart readings, and I also do Starseed origin readings that you can find on my website at sarahstarofficial.com or the link in my bio. I help guide you on a better understanding of who you truly are on this planet, on off worlds, and as a soul. We dive into relationships, finance, career. We also dive into your primary, secondary lineages, your karmic patterns, your soul history, and your timeline activations that will be coming. Follow for more.